Hey, Miss Knight. I am Luke Hale. I'm a product specialist with NetSuite. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm still recovering from a brutal Clemson loss on Saturday, but I'm hoping for greener pastures ahead.
Oh my gosh, did you go to Clemson?
Yeah, I did actually. I graduated from Clemson recently, and I am a big Tiger fan. I know that you are in the Greenville area, correct? Are you a Clemson fan or?
I am. I'm a Clemson alum. I watched the game too. It was pretty disappointing.
Oh man. Yeah, good to hear that there's another Tiger fan among us, but the game was rough. Do you have any ideas or thoughts on the rest of our season?
Not really. So I don't follow it too closely, but I do try to watch every single game. After Trevor Lawrence left, it was really hard for me to get back into it, but I'm still a fan, so I watch it all, but I'm not too sure about how the rest of the season's gonna go. I'm not super hopeful.
Yeah, we certainly miss Trevor. I feel like the only way from here is onward and upward, but we'll definitely have to sit back and see. So my intention with this meeting, and thank you for joining me, by the way, is to hear a little bit about your needs and potential concerns growing into your VP of sales role that I heard from Susanna, and then maybe see how NetSuite fits into that.
Susanna, do you know Susanna Roses?
Yeah, so Susanna Roses mentioned to me that you're going to the VP of sales role, and she was a friend of mine actually and a mentor. So as a Clemson student, I had the privilege of being in the sales innovation program, and we had a bunch of different companies come and work at our networking events and teach us and share some wisdom. And Susanna Roses was actually one of those people that came and shared and inspired us and taught us a little bit about sales. Could you tell me how you're associated with Susanna?
Yeah, that's so funny. I didn't know she had too much to do with Clemson anymore. I know she went there, but I actually know her through mutual business connections since we're in the same industry. So I've gotten to know her over the years, and our companies are pretty close with each other. But I actually ran into her last week, and she didn't even mention Clemson at all. That's so funny.
Oh man, how's she doing?
She's doing really great. We just talked about work and stuff and caught up with that. Still at the same company she's
Mhm.
always been and seems to be loving it. But yeah, I was telling her all about myself in this new role that I've jumped into.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you got to see her recently. So with the new role that she was telling me about and that y'all were talking about, how is that? How's it going as the VP of sales?
It's been okay. I don't know how much she's told you about it, but I've recently taken on a lot more people than I used to. I went from about 50 to 300 employees in my sales force. So it's been an adjustment. I'm really excited about it. I'm loving it, but definitely a change from what I was used to.
Oh wow, congratulations by the way. 50 to 300 people. It's a lot of responsibility. Um, you mentioned it's a change. What are there any negatives that are associated with that change, or is it all great?
It's been really great. There are some issues we're working out, but the biggest problem I've had is really just getting to know people. It's when I had 50 people, I knew every single one of them and I could tell you something about each one. But now that I'm in this new role with 300 people, that's a lot of new faces to learn and keep up with them and how they're doing with their own clients. So in terms of that, the adjustment to getting to know everyone and making sure everything's organized has been a little bit challenging.
So that connectivity and relationship building is super important to you.
Yeah, definitely. In my last role, I was able to get to know everyone personally. So that definitely helped me managing everyone and helped with morale and motivation. So now that I'm still in the process of learning everything, it's been hard to motivate people effectively from my point of view.
Okay, so morale potentially has taken a dip from where you were in your previous role then. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, definitely a little bit. We're still working out some kinks with everyone. Just trying to get everyone where they should be and just understanding really where they are in their role themselves. just so I can get a grasp on how each person individually is doing,
Mhm.
where I can see how we work as a whole.
Okay, that makes sense. So a big part of that stems from the organizations, what I picked up from you. So having 50 to 300 people means everyone's got to stay organized and be on top of things. And what I'm hearing, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that organization is a big part of why potentially y'all aren't, keeping that same perspective and morale that you had it with your old role.
Yeah, definitely. It's just hard to keep track of everyone. We've been dealing with some issues, and it's just hard to figure out where those issues are coming from right
Mhm.
now. Especially with everyone kind of working on their own system, it's hard for me to keep track.
Is there any disorganization or potential break in the understanding between salespeople and customers?
We've actually been getting many customers complaining about poor service and following up with them, which is really disheartening for me to hear because I need to find out where that lack of communication is and why my sales force isn't giving the best in terms of customer satisfaction.
Do you think that potential dwell on customer satisfaction is impacting the business at all?
I do. I think it's definitely affecting us as a whole. Um, like I said, there's a lot of room for improvement. It just reflects poorly on us at the end of the day, which is never anyone's intention. So just trying to figure out that disconnect.
Mhm. If there was a way to keep salesmen more connected and interwoven with their customers, as well as those salesmen interconnected and interwoven with you, do you think that might improve morale as well as perspective on the business?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it would improve my confidence in my sales force overall too, because like I said, we're getting bad reviews from customers. So I need to figure out why my sales force is having these problems and how I can help them fix it.
hmm Understood. So with NetSuite and why I'm here today to talk to you about NetSuite, it is a CRM that helps with connectivity and relationship building as well as progress tracking within your sales business. So your salespeople will have logged interactions with their customers, and you will have your whole database of salesmen and women on one network so that everyone's more connected, more responsible, and takes ownership of everything going on. You keep track of performance indicators and etc. Um, Different realms for helping your business within that. And overall, I think that NetSuite will improve your relationships with not only you and your salesmen, but your salesmen and women with your customers. And overall, I think that will have a positive impact on your company and the bottom line, which profit. I think it'll help in general. Do you have any thoughts about NetSuite or concerns maybe that I could help address? Does that sound great?
Yeah, it does sound great, but I'm just concerned about a couple things.
Mhm.
So, like I said, with these poor customer reviews, it's all relating to losing revenue and losing clients, which is never our intention and something we don't want. So, I'm really worried about the price of adding a new system to our company already, as we have goals we need to meet. So, I'm just worried that's going to take us back from that.
Yeah, price is definitely a big factor to consider in any decision. What's so great about NetSuite and the pricing relative to NetSuite is that with NetSuite, it is not designed for absolutely massive companies. So the price is definitely going to be lower than the competition. I would never, you know, hate on another competition or a competitor of NetSuite. However, that's somewhere where we really excel, is that we're great for that middle business with 300 people. It'll be perfect. Additionally, you get to personalize and really get down to specifics towards what you need. So you don't have to have all the features that some of our competitors might have. You'll have the essential ones that will really help you personally. That way, you're only paying for what you need. And saying that, you're maximizing value. So the price is definitely a factor to consider, but among CRMs, I think that NetSuite's pricing and packaging and personalization will really resonate with your business and help you out in the long run.
Yeah, that is definitely reassuring. I'm also concerned about one other thing.
Mm-hmm.
We tend to have a wide range of employees. So I'm not so worried about adding this software to our younger group of our sales force. I'm just a little bit worried about the older ones. I myself am up there, so I have a hard time with different technologies and adding to that, especially while we're already having problems with organization. I'm just worried that this will be really hard to add and will be hard to get everyone on board with.
Yeah, with every new technology, there is a learning curve for sure. That being said, with NetSuite, and again, I don't want to, ruin a reputation of another competitor, so I'm going to exclude naming anyone. However, NetSuite is great with regard to the competitors because, like I said, we're aimed and designed towards businesses that are in the middle group. So it's not as overly complex and complicated as some of those other CRMs, and it's not as impossible to pick up on. That's one of the great features about it, is that it's not overly simple, but it's not overly complicated. So I really do think that it's not over the top, technologically complicated, and someone who's in their 40s, 50s, 60s, even upwards of that are not retired and still want to pursue sales, they'll be able to handle it, use it effectively, and maximize the value. That being said, what we can do for you, and what I can do for you, is offer you a free trial where we can demo it and see how everyone takes to it and resonates, and if they like it and use it effectively, then we'll pursue something further and see where that takes us. Could a free trial be something you're interested in to maybe test the waters and see if y'all like it?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely interested in that. That all sounds great.
Okay, great. So what we can do from here and this point on is, if you don't have any more concerns, or if you do, let me know.
I think I'm good on my part. This all sounds great.
Okay, great. So what we can do then with the free trial is move on with that. We can schedule that for sometime next week if you're available, and you can utilize it, and we'll see how that might improve your business. I really do think that it will kind of quench your issues of organization and personal morale within the company, and the morale of the customers regarding the company. And I think the combination of that will boost your bottom line, your profits, and you'll be a much more effective and efficient sales force, and everyone will be more connected, and it will improve your business. So next week we'll schedule that demonstration, that demo. My plan, if this is all right with you, will be to bring a couple more people from NetSuite over with me. We can meet up for lunch beforehand. You can bring some of the more higher level executives with you to get a more 1v1 type conversation where we can dive deep into NetSuite. And then after that, we'll do a big presentation with everyone, your 300 people. Then we'll break out into groups if you want. This is how I usually do it. And then when we're in those groups, teach people how to use it and look at those key indexes, see how they resonate and gravitate towards it. If y'all like it, we'll move on and we can talk about deals and negotiate a price and move on from there. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I would love to do that.
Awesome. So we'll get down scheduling and work it out. I'll see you next week then.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Bye.